Drama in Nyabohanse village is not going to come to an end anytime soon. Like what we are witnessing right now is an engagement between Congress Mom and Baba Ann over a questioned piece of land. Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to discuss about Marwa's village land drama, where I'm going to talk about boundaries, consent, and how land dispute should really be handled. So ladies and gentlemen, like today, I'm not going to react about drama. We are going to break down something much deeper about land, boundaries, respect, and conflict resolution, because what we are seeing in this situation is not just about sand. It is about ownership, authority, and the process. A lorry arrives, sand is about to be poured. One person says, "Stop." Another says, "Let them pour. We will talk later." That moment right there, that is where the conflict begins. Ladies and gentlemen, watch this clip, then I'll be translating everything, because much of these words have been spoken in Swahili. Some of the words are being spoken in vernacular language, that is Korean language. So watch it, then I'll be updating and translating everything the way it is. Stay tuned.
Watu wamwage waende, tukae sasa sisi wenyewe. Watu wameenda kwa shughuli zao, alafu baadaye sisi waruhusu wamwage, alafu sisi tukae kama familia tuone hii tabu iko wapi. Kama mchanga msombo kwenda ndani, usombo. Tafadhali, simruhusu mjito. Hiyo tu ndio mama anaona. Sasa wacha sasa mchango mwangu wale waende kusiwacheleweshe poroso. Wazee wenyewe mtakuje muongee, wa mama hatuingilii mambo ya poroso. Tafadhali wa mama, tuko na mipaka. Si kubali kuliko kuja. Tafadhali. Kindly, I'm saying that let them there wait for them to come and settle this problem as a community. Thank you so much. Sasa hapo watu wangu hawapo, jameni nilipe hao waende. Yule analipa aje anipe namba, niuke pesa, nitoke niende kwa shughuli zangu. Tafadhali.
Beautiful people, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this amazing YouTube channel that goes by the name Maxwell Lumumba Africa. For those who are coming across this YouTube channel for the first time, I do reaction videos, especially to other videos that have been posted in public domain. That being that, like today, I'm going to handle an issue that has just been witnessed today in Nyabohanse village between two families, that is Baba Ann's family and Congrats dad family. That is, Congrats dad is well known because of the likes of Marwa, David Jr., Congrats mom herself, because even for her, she's a YouTuber. The Mwango belong to the same family. When it comes to Baba Ann's family, we know about with this Eliza, one of the YouTuber, it's Barak. Then we have Mama Ann's family, and another one, she's called Ann's Journey. Those are two different families. So this is not the first time these people are engaging one-on-one, because the last time we saw a heated confrontation between Mr. Ondari, that is Congress dad, and Baba Ann, where the issue escalated until we could witness some of the injuries. Even Baba Ann went ahead and reported that case to police station, but unfortunately nothing proceeded. Having said that, let us lay the situation very clearly without bias. A piece of land is in question. The same piece of land is the same place where we saw Baba Ann being confronted by Mr. Ondari. The same place that you see that sand is there. Already we have seen one truck of sand has been poured in that place. Another lorry carrying sand arrives. That tells us something. When the first truck came to the same piece of land, maybe nobody was there from Baba Ann's family. Nobody was aware that, or they had a voice after the truck has already poured the sand. So they were waiting for the same lorry to come with another sand to pour at the same piece of land. So Baba Ann questions who authorized these. He asked them to stop. Then Congress mom comes in or steps in. She says, let them pour. Then we will discuss the issue with my family. And this is where everything becomes complicated. This now tells us that Marwa is not around. David Jr. is not around. Congress dad also, he's not around. When Congress mom says that let me discuss this with the family when they're back, because when it comes to land issues or land matters, timing is everything. Let me talk about why you cannot use somebody's land without consent, because Baba Ann claims that this piece of land belongs to him. So according to the discussion between Congress mom and Baba Ann, it tells us something very clearly. And let me say this clearly. You do not just enter someone's land. You do not just place materials on someone's land. You do not start construction on someone's land without permission. Even if you are neighbors, you are family, you believe the land is yours, that is a dispute. So you still do not act first and talk later. That is something that will not happen, because the moment you place the sand there, you are asserting control. You are creating evidence of occupation. You are escalating the conflict. So if Baba Ann let that truck pour that sand in that piece of land, because we are now hearing Congress mom saying that let them pour, then we'll be carrying to the inside the compound. The biggest question is, why could they not open the gate, then pour the materials in their compound if that land does not belong to them? Because the same portion we saw Baba Ann being injured in the same portion. I've come on camera several occasions and I've said that if there is something in this world that brings a lot of conflict between brothers and brothers, parents to parents, family members to family members, neighbors to neighbors, talk about land. This is one of the things that even in Kenya, a lot of cases that are in the court is all about land issues, where people can be unalived because of land. People can be done this because of land. So land issue is now becoming a hot cake. When you go to the judiciary, almost all the cases is about land. And that is exactly what we are seeing here. Let me tell us about the difference in approach, and let us analyze two good positions. Baba Ann's position. Baba Ann asks, who authorized these? Stop. is defending boundaries, is demanding process. He is also going ahead and ask proof, even though that statement never came in a right way, because I was trying to hear if there is anywhere where Congress mom asked Baba Ann, is this land yours? Because according to what Baba Ann is saying, that show me a proof if I sold you this piece of land. That is what he's telling us. So this tells us something else. And from Congress mom position, let them pour, then we discuss later. He's trying to avoid immediate confrontation. As before, now this is not now about a man and a man. This is now about a man and a woman. Sure. So she is proposing for dialogue after action. She's focusing on family resolution. The problem now begins is this, and the problem is simple. You cannot solve a land dispute after taking action, because action becomes provocation. And if Baba Ann is going to allow that, that shows us that Congrats family, they have full possession in that piece of land. And let me talk about why let them pour first is very risky. That statement sounds peaceful, and that is, even when you have enemies, the same man was beaten with another man. Now you see, now Congress now is coming up with a very peaceful manner, but this peaceful manner is now acting as a bait. So, but actually, the way she's saying the statement, it sounds so peaceful, but it is dangerous. If you let those people pour that sand, there is a lot of things that will be happening. And reason number one, it weakens ownership boundary. If you allow it once, it becomes, we call it precedent. Yeah, it becomes precedent. And reason number two, it creates emotional traction or tension. So the other party feels very disrespected. So when Baba Ann will be going to sleep tonight, he'll be saying that this family have really disrespected me, and this land belongs to me, but still they go on and pour that piece of sand in their piece of land. So it complicates future decisions. Now we are not discussing if you are discussing why already or why you already did it, because in future when the same issue will be brought, the question will be, why did you allow them first? Now you don't want to allow them right now. So this still raises a lot of questions. Remember, I've come on camera and I've said this. Congress Badad, when they buy a piece of land, they make maximum utilization of that piece of land. Not even an inch is left outside. Remember, when there was a confrontation between this Ernesto with Murimi, the issue was about, these are two brothers who were fighting, yeah? The issue was all about land, about we call it access road, yeah? It was all about access road, because one family has produced access road, the other family, that is Congress, they don't want to produce access road in the name of they bought everything. The family that they bought land from, they're the one who are supposed to leave that access road. And there is where we got that one of the brother belongs to this team, another brother belongs to this other. And this is where even Marwa himself was called. He was called something. He was told, fuck off. That is what Marwa was told by one of the YouTubers, by one of the YouTubers. So let me say this about family land complexity. In African setting, land is rarely simple thing. This shows shared heritage, verbal agreements, no written documents, and generational misunderstanding. That is why this process is very, very, very critical. And let me bring in about the document questions. Baba Ann asked a very important question. If I sold this land, where is it written? This is not just a small question, because in land matters, verbal agreements fail terribly. Memories fail. When I go and take my alcohol, when I come back, my memory will be failed. Emotions also interferes. Yeah. And you know, funny thing about this village setup, yeah, most of these family, when they escalate issues like these, back in their mind, they think like, if they bring a very good deal, if maybe Congress mom tells me that take these 500 shillings, then you'll be placing that sand there. But let me say this: documentation protects everything and everyone. If there is no any document about that, that issue is null and void. And let me talk how land dispute should be solved. Yeah, and let me break it down very clearly. First, stop all the activities. That is what Baba Ann should do. No sand, no building, no movement. That is procedure number one, or step number one. Nothing like any activity should proceed in that piece of land. Step number two, verify the ownership. Bring the title deeds. Say where your plot reaches, and bring family records, because when you buy plot from somebody, there is where people write and sign. Yeah, witnesses are there. Bring in the witnesses, and they will say their part of story. And step number three, now bring family meeting. Yeah, elders present, both sides have to be heard. Then after that, now you mediate, what you call mediation. Yeah, neutral person, no emotional involved, and legal action or legal option should also included if necessary, court or local land board, not chiefs, because I'm one of the individual who rubbishes. I tell people that stop engaging chiefs when it comes to land issues, because chief can actually be on one side of this family, yeah? And we have seen that it evolved. And there is also another story that is now coming in, yeah? For those who are listening, especially from people from abroad, yeah? There is something like what Congress mom said, the men solve land statement. And we have to talk about this, because if you don't understand these issues, the reason why you could see Congress mom disappearing from that scene, yeah? And this is what Congress mom herself said. Land issues are solved by men. Let us be honest. That belief comes from tradition. Tradition says that way, but today, land is governed by law, not gender. Congress mom, I hope you have heard me about this, yeah? So when you take yourself out of the whole issue, now you want to position that your husband is the one who should solve this land issue. This is not how land issues are supposed to be handled. That is why I'm telling us, traditions are something that is gone. So land issues is governed by the laws and Kenya, the laws of Kenya, not gender. Anyone involved, man or a woman, must respect ownership, consent, due process. So when you tell us that let Mr. Ondari come and solve that issue, or let my boys come and solve that issue, that creates another story, because if you belong to that family, you can still solve that issue, land issue. Never let things, okay, now you're saying that let them pour that sand there. When the family members will be coming is when this issue will be solved. That is not the way we are going to. This issue is not going to be solved. And let me talk about the real issue. This is not about sand. This is about respect. Because there before, we saw somebody being disrespected in the same piece of land. Even someone was asking, if you are a man, yeah, somebody was daring, yeah, even calling others a cow. I came and reacted about that. Have you ever been beaten by a man? So there was a lot, and the same man was beaten by other men, yeah. But that beating was somehow dramatic, because the people who were beating that man again, we could see even clothes they were torn all over. We could see Marwa in the back, clothes torn. So that tells us, before they could catch Mr. Ondari, hey, people had to sweat. So that tells us a lot of things. So I was saying that this is not about sand. This is about respect. They disrespected Baba Ann's family before. So Baba Ann is up to that task. The authority comes in. Baba Ann wants to see himself like he's the one commanding now, because this land belongs to me. They have to bow to my pressure. If I say this is my land, let it be my land. There is also about communication, which plays a very significant role, and boundaries have to be respected. And let me say this clearly. You cannot build peace by ignoring boundaries. Like now, if it is truly, underline that word, if it is truly that this land belongs to Baba Ann, you will never build peace by ignoring boundaries. If that land belongs to them, stay off from that piece of land. You cannot solve land dispute by acting fast and talking later, and you cannot expect agreement when one side feels disrespected. The solution is very simple. Stop, sit down, verify, agree, then act. If this issue escalates, if you people don't agree, bring lawyers, take this issue to the court, solve the issue, because land is not just soil, land is identity, and when you mishandle it, you don't just create conflict, you create division. Not today, not tomorrow. The same children of viewers who are observing how these conflict about land, they'll be getting problems there afterwards. So solve this issue once and for all, so that you people can live in harmony, in peace. Having said that, goodbye for now. Let us meet in the next video. Goodbye.